Hi, I'm Ashley Nicole, the founder, the autoimmune health coach, and the master trainer at RA Warrior Fitness, where the mission is to empower women living with rheumatoid arthritis and other inflammatory conditions to improve their quality of life through faith, food, and fitness while eliminating negative self-talk and strenuous exercise. And I am so excited to be here with you today to talk to you about exercise for arthritis 101 and how to get started. So I am a 19-year rheumatoid arthritis warrior. I have been dealing with it for almost 20 years now, and I have been through just about every phase that you can think of, from feeling hopeless and just really grieving and not really knowing if I'd be able to do the workouts and the activities that I used to be able to do, to completely thriving. Last year, I competed and won my first bodybuilding competition. So I have certainly learned so much over the years, and I've been able to help other women living with RA and other autoimmune conditions that cause pain and inflammation and stiffness, all the symptoms that we know that come with arthritis, to help them to thrive as well. So essentially, I became who I needed when I was diagnosed. And so I'm excited to share some tips with you today. So bear with me as I share my screen and get the presentation going. And then we will jump right into it. All right. So, as I said, I am Ashley Nicole, the founder, coach, master trainer of RA Warrior Fitness, and we are going to get into this topic of exercise for arthritis 101, how to get started. So, let's first talk about why exercise is important. Why is it even important? Why do we need to do this? Well, it actually helps reduce joint pain, especially if you have the right exercises that are tailored for you and your needs. It can help significantly reduce joint pain. It also strengthens muscles and bones, which are very important because, the muscles and bones, they actually, help support the joints that we have. So, of course, we want to do what we can to strengthen those muscles so that we can further protect our joints, okay? Improves balance, flexibility, and endurance. These are all very important things that we need just to do day-to-day activities, right? So anything that we can do to improve our balance, flexibility, and endurance is going to help us not only become more physically fit, but to be able to do our daily task a little bit easier. Exercise also increases your energy. It really does. I know that, we deal with fatigue quite a bit, and I know that that's an issue for a lot of people, but you'll be surprised if you have the right plan for you, the right game plan, you can actually have all of these benefits, especially the increased energy. And also just to overall improve your quality of life. That's what we want to do, is to preserve our joints as much as possible, do what we can to make sure that, we're maintaining that balance and flexibility and mobility so that we can improve our quality of life and really enjoy it. All right, so where to start? The first place that you need to start is your mindset. Everything starts in the mind. So the first thing you want to determine is, what is your why? You're going to need to know and write down and become very familiar with why you're doing what you're doing, because there are going to be some days where you're going to question yourself. Days when you wake up and you are stiff, you are fatigued, you are in pain. You're going to, just be like, I'd rather just stay in this bed and curl up. No, you need to know why you need to get up and get more physically fit. So make sure that your why is very clear to you. Write it down. Come up with 5 reasons why your health and fitness goals are important to you. And that should help to create a little bit of motivation for you to get up and get things done. What is your plan? You need a plan. You cannot go into any program or fitness regimen without a plan? Do you need to hire a coach? Do you need to hire someone that is going to help hold you accountable? Do you have someone that can hold you accountable and to lift you up on those days when you may be weak? And so I think it's important to lay out a game plan and just really make sure that you're mentally ready. Okay. How are you exercising your mind? I tell my clients and people all the time, your mind is a muscle too. Okay. And you've got to continue to strengthen it just like you strengthen the rest of the muscles in your body. You've got to exercise your faith and that mindset. And so, what are some ways to do that? Meditation. No matter what religious background you have, whether you're a person of faith or not, you can absolutely meditate and just show up for yourself in a way where you are making sure that you're just kind of setting the tone. You know what I mean? Having that alone time, to whether it is reading scripture or a daily devotional or even a time of prayer, you've got to pour into your mind so that your body will follow. You can also exercise your mind through affirmations. As you see, I have a couple on the screen. I wake up stronger every day. How are you speaking to yourself? Okay. I am not limited by my chronic pain. How are you speaking to yourself? So, really be cognizant of how you're speaking to yourself, and that's going to determine how you show up every day. All right. Journaling. Journaling is so good. It is a great way for you to write down how you're feeling, what you're feeling in that moment, and also taking a moment to practice gratitude. Yes, you may have some joint pain, but what's going right? You have breath in your body, right? That's something to be thankful for. So certainly take time to make sure that your mindset is in the right place so that you can take that next step to move your body. So my next thing, honestly, that I really want to speak about is food. But I know the main thing we're going to talk about here is exercise, because I really and truly feel like mindset and nutrition are 80% of the equation, where exercise is 20%. Even though it is, less of the ratio, is still important because our bodies were meant to move, and we have to do that so that we can improve our quality of life. So let's get into it. All right, stretching. Stretching is a great place to start, okay? Learning how to stretch in the morning, even before you get up. There are some simple stretches that you can do right there in your bed before you even get up out of it, okay? This position here is called a figure four, so that kind of helps to open up your hips a little bit. And so there are also some other stretches that you can do, with your neck and with your arm and with your shoulders right there in the bed, okay? So I think that this is a good thing that you can do to kind of wake up your body and wake up your muscles as soon as you wake up, before you even get out of bed. And even then, once you get out of bed, most of us have to go right to the restroom when that happens. So, hey, do that. And then maybe, get on the mat and do some stretches there. If it's hard for you to get down and up off the floor, the bed will certainly be okay. And also making sure that you are doing some type of stretching and movement even before you go to bed, because that kind of loosens you up a little bit. And I think that you will absolutely get a wonderful night's sleep, knowing that you stretched your muscles and everything. And so maybe you won't wake up as stiff, right? So I think it's important to start with stretching, just starting with the basics and just kind of getting a feel of what your body responds to. And I didn't say this in the beginning, but I think it's also a good idea for you to talk to your doctor before you even start any type of workout plan. And also making sure that not only are you mentally ready, but even are you physically ready. If you are in the middle of a flare, like a full-on flare, that's probably not the best time to start an exercise plan. However, if you are managed fairly well, but of course you want to get better, I think that it's a great time to start, but definitely consult with your doctor. Walking. So walking is a great starting place, really, for any fitness level. And so, as you can see, the ladies in the pictures on the left have these polling sticks. So I know Urban Polling makes these polling sticks that actually, help assist you with not only just walking, but because of the mechanics of it, it honestly helps you to strengthen your muscles a little bit faster because you do have that support of the pole. So even if whether you need the pole or not, start at your own pace. And even if you need to break it up throughout the day, that's absolutely fine. If you find that walking for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning is good, if you get fatigued and tired, okay, then maybe go back in the afternoon and finish up. If you can get anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes of activity in and really being intentional with the step goal, I think that that will give you something to look forward to and to work towards. So walking has so many benefits. Not only is it low impact, but it's effective. It improves your circulation and it also boosts your mood, especially if you get outdoors when the weather is nice. It's just an easy way to just kind of decompress and still get some exercise. We all need that cardiovascular pumping. All right, water workouts. Water workouts are so popular for people who have joint pain, and it just really helps to reduce the stress on your joints. Even though it reduces the stress on your joints, it also honestly has more resistance. I believe that water is said to be 12 times more resistant than, you just exercising on dry land, because you have to work against that resistance of the water. And it is really, really good, really, really good for building strength and just overall, it's a full body workout. So definitely consider some type of water aerobics. If you love swimming, make sure that it's fun and it's something that you enjoy as well. So, don't think that you have to go and swim for a full, 30 minutes or whatever, but, maybe start with 10, maybe start with 10 minutes, work your way up, and then incorporate some other aerobic type styles in the water. Yoga. So yoga is also a great exercise for, to help you to kind of reduce the stress on your joints, and it's low impact enough, but yet just like walking, it's fully effective because you are definitely focusing on becoming more flexible and building strength and becoming more mobile. And now you can honestly do some things with the chair, and just know that it doesn't have to be all on the ground, because I know for a lot of arthritis warriors, it's kind of hard to get down and up, but there are some strategies to kind of help you to strengthen your muscles so that you can do that easily as well. And I also have clients that do chair exercises. They may sit down to do their leg exercises and add a resistance band, or sit down in a sturdy chair and do the weights. So literally, as a trainer and a coach who has rheumatoid arthritis, I try to meet my clients where they are. If they are not comfortable or don't have the stamina or endurance yet to do as much walking, we start off in a chair. We start off in a chair and we lift weights. If they don't have weights, get a couple of canned goods, okay? Get a couple of bottles of water, something that has some resistance. There is something out there for you. You just need to find the right type of exercise and a good variety of exercises as well, so that you can make sure that you are hitting, your joints at all angles and that it's done safely, okay? Strength training. Strength training is probably my favorite. It hasn't always been my favorite. That is definitely not where I started, but it is definitely how I progressed. But with strength training, like I said earlier, that's so important to make sure that you're strengthening the muscles and the bones that protect your joints. So as far as getting started with strength training, go light. As I said, if you don't have weights, 3 to 5 pounds, get get you a couple of bottles of water, get you a couple of canned goods, canned beans or something, and do some bicep curls. And so when you are working out with weights or anything that's resistant, I would say avoid locking your knees or your elbows, because that tends to put more tension on the joint. So, make sure that you are contracting, at the top of the rep, but when you release it, make sure that you're not locking any of those major joints. There's also a technique with breathing here, just as in yoga. There's a technique with breathing when you're strength training, making sure that you're exhaling when you're lifting and inhaling when you're lowering. It truly makes a difference. So you might ask, how often should I strength train? Honestly, it really depends on the person, but I would say at least 2 to 3 days a week for sure. And that's just making sure that you are consistent, and know that it's okay to do some of the same exercises, because while variety is the spice of life, and you should include variety in your workouts, if you're trying to build and strengthen a certain muscle, sometimes you have to stick to doing the same type of things for 4 to 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks, just to see a difference, right? So don't be so quick to change routines, but get you a coach, get you someone that can help you and give you a plan, so that they can help you to reach those goals. But resistance training certainly strengthens the muscles that support your joints. So don't count out strength training. It is so important. You can absolutely start where you are. And also find something fun that you enjoy. So let me tell you, I did not start with strength training. I started with jazzercise. At my heaviest, I believe I was 220 pounds. And that was a lot of weight for me on my 5'4" frame. And, it was intimidating for me to go to the gym and start there. So I'm like, let me try out this jazzercise. And it was fun. Things like Zumba, fun. And just know that things can be modified, okay? If there's anything that you want to do, that you want to try, it can absolutely be modified. You've just got to find the right coach and the right person to help guide you through it. So, wrapping up, here are some things that you need to remember when you start your exercise journey. Protect your joints. Make sure that you have any assistive devices that can help you to protect your joints. Here in this picture, I actually developed these wrist straps because I love lifting weights. I'm like, there are other people out there that need this type of wrist support for their wrists, so that they can better lift the weights and protect the wrist, and give it more support. Warm up and cool down. Make sure that you are warming up those muscles before you work out, and make sure that you cool down. So it's best to do a dynamic warm up before you work out. So that means that you are doing something like, modified jumping jacks, or even a squat. And just kind of doing some stretches, but not holding it. Now, the cool down is where you actually hold the stretch, but you never want to stretch a cold muscle too much. It needs to be some type of dynamic movement in there. Okay, plan your rest days. Rest is just as important as activity. How much rest are you getting? Make sure that you're getting rest in between those days, that you go hard on your workout, and that you listen to your body overall, because no one knows your body better than you do. Are you getting enough sleep? Okay. Are you getting your naps during the day? There is no shame in taking a nap, but honestly, when you're sleeping, that's when the magic happens with your body. So make sure that you are getting enough rest, 7 to 8 hours a night, if possible. And also eating well. That's a topic for another day. Are you eating an anti-inflammatory diet? Make sure that you are eating foods that are, fighting your disease and not feeding it. Okay, so make sure that you're eating your lean proteins, and that you are eating your colorful vegetables and your fruits, and even some grains. So again, that can be different for each person, because if you're familiar with the autoimmune protocol, it kind of eliminates eliminates some vegetables that you might be surprised of, especially the nightshades. Drinking water. Don't underestimate the power of water, y'all. Drink that water. That helps to lubricate our joints, and it really helps to flush out the toxins. Endless, endless, endless benefits for drinking water. And most importantly, remember why you started. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this so that you can go on that trip and be able to walk a little while longer? Are you doing this so that you can play with your kids or your grandkids? Are you doing this so that you can just become more physically fit and more strong? You know, you've got to identify your whys, because that's what's going to help you. Motivation comes and goes. Motivation wears off. That's why I say you've got to continue these healthy habits to build discipline. Discipline is what's going to help you show up. And even with that, you need to remember your why. So in summary, I say rise up, warrior. Rise up, because that's what warriors do. And so I encourage you to get up and get moving, because movement is medicine. Motion is lotion. Know that you can start somewhere. Okay. So rise up and just continue to be the best version of yourself, because that's what you're doing, is investing in yourself, investing in your health, because your health is your wealth. So get up, get moving, and rise up, warrior.